IVM.
Hello and welcome to a brand new episode of Football Shootball. We are at, what are we at? 44 now, man, that's crazy. And after a few episodes where we gotten a few guests, now we finally have what our fans want, which is the three of us, Shivram, Sapre and me, Karthik, talking. Isn't that what everyone wants? They don't want other people to come and tell us their life stories about how they've become successful in life. They want to see three average, better than average looking men, which you can't tell because you're on a podcast, but better than average sounding men come and talk about football. You know what we are in this. Are we like those, what's the word, Shivram? Incels. What does that mean?
Why are you talking about incels suddenly?
Because So I learned this word and I don't know exactly what it means, but it just sounds like people who are, I don't know.
When you say you learned that word, you just saw it somewhere.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
He must have heard from the guests on our earlier episodes. Oh my God. Can we not talk about incels on a football podcast?
Okay, so
also, when you said we are on 44, I thought suddenly Sapre's birthday is coming or something.
Hey. 42, okay.
Okay, so we'll take that conversation offline. But for this, now, there was someone who wrote to us saying that I'm very on the nose with my title suggestions for Football Shootball episodes. So I went with Golmaal Returns for this one because our fans won't know it, but we haven't recorded it in a while. So all the stuff that you heard over the past few weeks that you loved and that you enjoyed is all stuff that we did a month ago at the same time, and you got to enjoy it week on week. So this is the first time we have come together on a call, the three of us, after a very long time. A, what's been happening? B, you're all looking very, very, very fine, I must say. Everyone's looking nice and healthy. Sapre, we discussed this before, Shivram and I, that you're looking the best among us in this period of Unlock 1.0 or Begin Again. I think Shivram's taking musical names to it. Isn't that an Oscar-winning film or something like that?
It is.
Even if it isn't, it's got Keira Knightley, so it automatically should be given all the awards.
A lot of freeze frames.
No, but anyway, so what do you think of Golmaal Returns for this? Yeah, because we're back after ages.
I don't have to say anything. Let the person who said that you're shit with titles come back and say how good or bad this is. Yeah. Also, podcast. What podcasters are we? Podcasters.
Yeah, of course.
Podcasters and politicians should understand that voters and podcast listeners are not stupid. So I'm sure they knew that we already recorded all the stuff before. We don't cater to toddlers anymore.
Karthik is breaking the fourth wall, man. Get with it. He's explaining you're breaking the fourth wall. Disappointing, Sapre. Double jeopardy.
I know, suits the podcast. Anyhow,
yeah. What we have forgotten over the course that we haven't done it over the past month is a quick snap intro. This is now, I've been rambling on for I think 3-4 minutes, but I mean it's what the audience wants. The other thing that they want is to listen to Amit's voice. So let's take a break when we come back with some more Football Shootball.
Hey everybody, welcome to another great week on the IVM Podcast Network. If you're not following us on social media, please do. We're IVM Podcast on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. I'd like to thank our sponsors this week, Paytm Money. It really has been a great week this week. We've had two of our first international cricketers show up, people who have played for their respective sides. We had W.V. Raman come on Edges and Sledges, the cricket podcast. If you haven't heard that, you should be listening to that if you enjoy cricket. It's really one of the best out there. And you should also definitely check out Monty Panesar, who showed up on Cyrus Says. That was another really interesting conversation that occurred. If you haven't been listening to a few of our shorter shows, please do that as well. Ashish Vidyarthi has been doing a great job for us. We got 30 episodes now on Begin the Journey. I think you'll really enjoy that show if you haven't listened to it. It helps you with understanding what's going on in this tough time and how do you deal with it from a mental health perspective. We've also had some really fun stuff come up on the Smile India show. Shifa's been doing a lot of really good stories over there, things that just make you happy, so definitely do check that out. And on the more serious side, make sure that you're checking out our regular shows like the Pragati podcast, All Things Policy. They're definitely going to keep you up to date on what's going on in this COVID world. And with that, let's get you on with your show.
Okay, so welcome back to Golmaal Returns. And guys, you know what? I was excited because I thought for once we will start an episode with the Bundesliga, the greatest league in the world, because that's the only league that's happening at the moment. But just as we're recording 15 minutes before we have come on air, we've got some groundbreaking news that the Fantasy Premier League has done. They have given a wild card free for all to everyone. And I just want a story behind this is half an hour before this news came out, Shivram used his wildcard and he sent it, he broadcasted, used that WhatsApp broadcast message, and he sent it to all his WhatsApp groups saying, yeah, you suckers, I still had my wildcard, I've used it, and now everyone's got one. But Shivram, what are the implications of this? I mean, it sounds very shitty from their end to do this.
Yeah, are you done making shit stories up? Because I used my wildcard a long time ago. You, on the other hand, seem like someone who still has his wildcard with him. What it basically means is that you can make unlimited transfers, and anyone who's held on to their wildcard for now, long story short, is a sucker. And you can make as many transfers, but the deal is that if you have someone in your team, let's say you have De Bruyne and you bought him for 9.3 million and now he's 10 million, and you sell him and then you buy him back again, you'll still have to pay the difference. So you buy him back at 10. So be very sure of what transfers you make. Also, double game week coming up. Lots of teams are playing double game weeks, but we'll come back to that later. We'll talk about the real football first, and I don't mean Bundesliga.
Then I don't have any other content.
That's it. FPL, not news, there's much happening. EPL's coming back. Will Liverpool seal it in the first game if they beat Arsenal? Like City used to Arsenal?
Sapre, this is why Shivram should have read the doc. Because in the doc, the Premier League is there, but it's nice and low where it's supposed to be. You can't just barge in at the start talking about the Premier League. No, can
I somehow can't seem to agree with anything you say, Karthik, now. With like Bundesliga on top, Premier League at the bottom. But I'm sure there's so much happening. I mean, BBC has been taking the effort to write gossip columns day in, day out. I'm sure there's a lot there to discuss.
Achha, chalo, tell me this. Is Timo Werner coming to Chelsea or no?
Flight खुलेगा तो आएगा अभी.
They're not begin again. They began long time ago in Germany.
I'm sure he's coming because the news broke, and then a lot of people have been talking about Werner to Chelsea and how he'll fit in. Michael Ballack has had something to say that he'll fit right into the Premier League. Last time a German superstar made their way from the Bundesliga to Manchester, not to London. He sucked. His name was Schweinsteiger. But he took 4 seasons.
Waiting for you.
He thought it'll take 4 seasons. He wasn't given 4 seasons to settle in. But I'm sure Werner will do good. I feel sad for Giroud though. The three of us spoke about this. I think every time Giroud signs a new contract, his club goes and buys a new striker.
Poor Giroud.
Poor Giroud. So that news, succinctly, it's true.
But Giroud is the Kingfisher calendar of Chelsea. Like वो बेच कुछ और रहे हैं लेकिन फोटो पे उसकी जा रही है.
Very nice. He also looks worthy of the photo.
That's what I meant.
Exactly. I hope all three of us agree. We have at least the right taste in men, not anything else.
I tried to buy Timo Werner on FIFA recently, even before the news broke out. He cost me 130 million, man. Expensive. I gave him Aubameyang in return also. I said he is 32 in my season. I take Aubameyang. His price is coming down.
Which club did you buy him for?
Arsenal.
No wonder.
130 million. But I had 250 million in my transfer kitty. I could have bought Ronaldo also. I didn't. Anyway.
So FIFA, I haven't played in a while. Is it still as realistic? Like, would a Ronaldo tell an Arsenal no, which is how it would happen in the real world?
Oh, no. In FIFA, he's 35. He wants money. You give him money, he takes money. Like in real life.
I don't think anybody says no to any club in FIFA as long as you increase the salary, the wages that they get. I'm sure. I got Son to come to Bilbao, not in Bilbao. I think whatever that second La Liga tier is called, some random club I was playing with. Son came there. He was very happy, scored 4 goals also. I sold him in
So you went to the second tier of the La Liga and then you bought Son.
Yeah.
That seems counterintuitive.
No, because I thought I'll play with the Spanish young players, and I sucked for the.
And then you bought a South Korean.
Yeah, so I got a South Korean.
Nice.
And I sold him in January because I can.
Eclectic. Yeah, very nice. Made a profit.
No, I like the fact that you just equated the Spanish second tier with an entire region in Spain, saying Bilbao. Bilbao is the segunda.
Secunderabad.
You know what, Shivram? You know why he did it? It's just because Athletic Bilbao had that awesome victory over United in the Europa League in 2012. Nice. I mean, they dominated this club like nobody else has in a long time.
I totally remember. Amazing game. Bilbao won 4-3, right?
It could have been actually. You never know. I mean, over 2 legs, it could have been a 4-3.
And I was thinking Bundesliga would be the most boring conversation of this podcast.
Wait till you listen to yourself talking about Son.
Okay, but let's get that done with then. So what has happened in the Bundesliga? The biggest match was, of course, Bayern Munich and Dortmund, and Kimmich gave us a goal for the ages. So Bayern have won. They won the league like we did with Liverpool a few months ago. Shall we just give them the title and end it for the season for the Bundesliga?
Yeah, like I said at the start of the season, I think Liverpool will win it. So I think I'm right. So let's just go with that.
But we should. But with Liverpool, I think after the first 3 or 4 weeks, we gave Liverpool a good chance. But I think with the Bundesliga, all of us weren't we supporting Mönchengladbach, or was it Karthik and we were just like behind him,
listening to what he had to say? Yes.
Yeah, you basically were nodding, saying correct.
Get it over with, yeah.
No, okay, so from our end, Bayern are champions. Yeah, they're 7 points ahead with 4 games to go. There's really, you'll have to have a massive collapse for me. Unless what?
They lose. That's it. That's my motivation.
No, let's get to something more interesting on this week that we're recording. The weekend that's coming up, before the Premier League. The Premier League, of course, starts next week. But this weekend, La Liga returns, and it is arguably the most interesting title race among the big leagues because just 2 points separate Barcelona and Real Madrid. So that's something that we can look forward to on Facebook, plug, from this weekend onwards.
Nice. But Messi's injured, right?
Yeah, there is talk that he's not going to play the first weekend, which probably means that football isn't back really. Because, if the world's best player cannot play, it's not really football, is it?
But Syria is coming back.
Yeah, but okay, so we have nothing to talk about La Liga as well. We're
I thought we'll talk about Saul joining the new club or some new club announcement that he did. All Atletico players are going crazy.
But wasn't that some fraud thing? He said that he's joining some new club. What happened in the end?
Some Mandpeshwar Civic Federation he joined. I don't know. Some local club he joined or he started or he invested in.
Yeah, so basically he has a stake in that 3rd division, I think. That club.
Boring. Wow, it wasn't just reviewing tweets.
Also, wasn't it Saul or I thought it was Koke earlier this week said that we should be given...
Even I was laughing at that, Koke.
It's Koke only.
He's not from Jalandhar, man.
It's Koke. He's from Toronto. What's wrong with you? It's Koke. It's Koke.
Oh my God.
Koke made a joke about the fact that Atletico Madrid should be handed over the Champions League title because they beat Liverpool.
So basically you beat the defending champions and you're champion.
And so he gave the boxing analogy that if you beat the reigning heavyweight champion, then you are the heavyweight champion.
But this is not boxing, na? Why would you give a different sports analogy in a different sport?
Because Koke.
Okay. Wow, this is great podcast, guys. Let's keep this content coming.
This has gone off the rails. I don't know how to bring it back. I really don't know. We're dry of content.
Bring it back to what?
I don't know to what. Maybe a guest. Let's call up some famous person that we know and get them on right.
Karan, khana kha liya kya?
This makes me miss the time. Yeah, when I ask all these famous guys, like, where are you from? Where did you grow up? Yes, I'm extremely interested currently when this happens.
Nice. So,
we should... I read something interesting today. I tried to go on the site from which it was taken and it wouldn't open. It spoke about the most valuable players currently and Mbappe was first. And the next 4 were English players. It doesn't matter who they were.
Yeah. I have a question. Actually, that leads me to a question.
There was Sancho, there was Sterling, Trent, Alexander, and Marcus Rashford.
Wow, that is the most boring list ever. So my question was, when was the last time Englishmen played for Barcelona?
No, I don't know.
Why don't Englishmen play for Barcelona? Off note. but they don't play in hiding now.
They did in the last year Champions League when United played for Barcelona.
It's a good joke, but have you thought of this? No, even I had thought of this. Let's think for a...
Yeah, we can take 1 minute out of this podcast by just thinking.
Yeah.
Or we can go back and we can plug an episode with Manas Gera who is a Spanish football expert who works for Facebook. And you can go and listen to it. If you have reached this point in this podcast, right, I would suggest you switch off now and go back 3 episodes ago and listen to Manas, or 5 episodes ago. It's been a long time.
Listen to Arata or listen to John Dykes.
I'm saying if we've managed to hold somebody's attention till this point in time, we can actually start a cult and make people do whatever we want them to.
Full psychology.
Oh God. Okay, let's get to the Premier League. Let's get to what people are, I would guess, interested in. But in the Premier League, what's there to play for? Liverpool are done with it now. I just think it's the idea of whether they'll get to lift a trophy in Anfield or they'll be playing in neutral venues that has to still be decided. I don't know what's there to play for. Maybe the FPL is there to play for, because Shivram Sapre said a very interesting thing on one of our chats one of these days.
That's news.
So he promised, in the last few game weeks that are remaining, to finish in the top 10 of our football league.
What are you saying? Where are you Sapre right now?
I don't know.
Does your phone scroll all the way down?
It does. I'm in the top 100 right now, so top 10 shouldn't be so difficult.
150 people.
No, my theory is a lot of people will give up on FPL for 2 reasons. A, because they're so lagging behind and they'll just realize that they can't be anywhere and there's nothing to brag about, so they'll quit. Okay. And then some people will just get overconfident saying that I am here, no one's going to overtake me. And then some people will just not realize that they can still play FPL because there's nothing really to look forward to in the Premier League. So that's how I will make my way into the top 10.
So basically your first game week, you'll come back and how? Basically you'll take like 11 players with double game weeks and then you'll outscore everyone, triple captain, bench boost, everything.
You can keep guessing. I'm not going to tell you my strategy.
It's not really a strategy.
Also, I've written a separate email to ESPN, but that's none of your concern.
Why are you writing emails to ESPN?
You know what? Sapre still lives in an age where he thinks the FPL is SoccerNet. Remember when it used to be SoccerNet?
Yes.
He still thinks, it's right there.
He's writing to an email address in Tardeo saying, please update my FPL code.
Please.
Go to the passbook.
Okay, so what? So what? Are there a lot of double game weeks in this? I haven't really seen the schedule. You sent like a long ass PDF that had only like matches every single day.
That is called a schedule, Karthik. So what happened? That had matches every single day. So games are very close to each other, and which is why now they've also allowed 5 subs instead of the 3, and your bench has been expanded from 7 to 9. But that isn't real football. In FPL, all the rules stay the same except you get unlimited transfer this time. All the chips you've held on to continue. But this game week is going to have 2 games, which is, I think, Arsenal City, and there's Burnley and I think Sheffield, which is a double. Aston Villa versus Sheffield, which is the 2 additional games in addition to the rest of the 10 games. So here, because it's unlimited transfers, you can basically set your team up with double game week players and then put bench boost also. So that means you can get double of all the points. So this is a good time to switch back to the FPL and switch it on. Like Sapre said, I totally believe that at least 30% would have completely forgotten about FPL and 20% are possibly worse than Sapre. So that makes him at least 30%.
So now if you're saying 30% have forgotten, why don't we remind them? Now I'm looking at your faces. I do not know if either of us 3 remember the code. So one of y'all will need to get it out on our chats and say it out loud.
WGD9N.
Okay, you'll need to say that again.
4WGD9N. That's 4 in the number 4, W for Wanyama, G for Grealish, D for Dendoncker, and N for Ndombele. 9 the number 9 and Ndombele.
4WGD9N. Yeah. So go. Yeah. So people can even join FPL now, right? Like even if you're a new user, you think it's the new season, you can start playing now also. Get some practice in for next season. You can start at any point in time. Yeah.
Karthik's just hoping that he's somewhere in the middle and after the end of everything. Yeah. He's a laggard. Hey, but more interestingly, what are the changes that we're going to see in the stadiums? Like there's some artificial sound, sex dolls, anything else that we should be looking forward to?
They're not sex dolls. They are mannequins.
I'm just asking.
This just suddenly became your fantasy.
Of course.
No, I think what Sapre is referencing in the K-League, it happened where they put in sex
I
dolls.
know. But
My point is, aren't all any doll can become a sex doll if
anything
you are
can become a sex doll if you want it to be.
Yeah, so I mean, how they weren't like humping each other, no, in the stand. So they were just dolls.
Socially distant.
No, not really. They were very close together. Actually, Sapre may have a point there.
This is a great podcast, guys. Where can I get more?
What else? I really love the idea where the Bundesliga did it, and actually the K-League did it before that. So let's give Korea some credit here. It was the sounds in the stadium, Sapre, like you mentioned. I enjoy that, and I feel now fans are redundant. I liked it when they were playing and suddenly there are booing sounds when the opposition team scores. Yeah, man, that's all we needed. Otherwise, you don't care whether the fans are there or not.
But it doesn't affect the game at all then, because the players in the field can't hear it. Only the feed has it.
Correct. I'm just talking from my point of watching, not about whether. And from what we have seen, the players, it's in fact there are some, especially in leagues like this, like the Bundesliga, where there are much more younger players who aren't experienced. They maybe find it more comfortable playing without 70,000 people, I don't know, either booing you or cheering for you.
But the biggest stage in the world is now reduced to
70,000?
Yeah, the Dortmund Stadium can host up to 80,000. No?
It doesn't mean Fulham Bay. Fulham has 70,000 people in it. Not all of them.
Yeah, no, I was just saying as a viewer, I really didn't mind it at all. It didn't really take much away from... I mean, otherwise when you watch a Newcastle game, you guys remember before the season stopped, there was a Newcastle match there, and then they cut, after Newcastle scored, they cut to a shot of the guy in the crowd whipping out his dick and whirling it around like a helicopter. Like,
don't you want that? Don't you want that? That is the true romance of football. Can your sex doll do that? No.
But so basically you're saying there's no joy for people who are watching the match on mute.
There's probably not, and I can get it. So I remember this one time, I think we were discussing the group, Shivram was messaging, it's boring. So again, even in India, where it depends where we're watching it. If you watch a Bundesliga game on Hotstar, you are not getting the background sound. I was watching it on cable television on Star Sports, I was getting that sound. For me, it didn't really make much of a difference. Like, even if I was walking away, I could hear the scream suddenly and some commentators shouting something on top of it, there was crowd noise and I knew a goal was scored. If you're watching it without sound, it was kind of weird. I agree with that. It was Bundesliga, so it's okay. It was.
I read somewhere that some league restarted and they made like a drive-in of sorts out at the stadium and people can come in their cars and watch the matches. And that game, the home team lost 1-0, so they all got pissed off. So after finally get to see a match live, almost like from outside the stadium, and their team loses.
Yeah, so, I think it happened in Denmark, no? Yeah.
Some European country though, that's for sure.
In Denmark, and that team, but despite the fact that they lost, I think they're still top of the table or some jazz.
I think you missed the detail that Sapre comes prepared with. I read somewhere that in some country, some football teams were playing.
I know Karthik has all the answers, so come underprepared.
Why you need answers and all that?
The reason why you and me came onto this podcast because Karthik knows all the answers.
Correct. And then you put me in quizzes.
Yeah.
Karthik, you should have come with a quiz, man.
Oh yeah, this time I thought we have to catch up, right? We need to get back in the groove. It may not be our best episode, but you wait for it. Next week onwards is going to be like, whew.
We've hit Nadir.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm already jealous of the person who has to listen to our next week's 45th episode. Like, it's...
Golmaal returns again. This is a new phase. Returns again.
Yeah, I think we're running out of content, but we need to have another break because our producers tell us that we need to. So let's take a short one now, and I have one more question after we come back, okay? Actually, 2 more. Or maybe 3. Okay, we'll find out after this break.
Advertising is dead. Yep, you heard me right. Advertising is dead. We're all in the content business now. Let's not call it news, TV, radio, etc., etc. It's all content, and we're in the middle of this weirdly exciting phase where all the borders and lines that have been drawn over decades has been swept away by this lovely thing called the internet. We're a show where we don't dwell on just the stuff that is now, but rather the wider stuff about advertising, media, content, and the whole goddamn circus surrounding it. tune in every Tuesday for our weekly unboxing of the mystery box we used to call advertising. I'm Varun Dugirala, co-founder and content chief at The Glitch, and this is my new podcast, Advertising is Dead.
So welcome back to Football. And okay, I'm sorry about that. It's late in the night. It's the weekend. I mean, it's
Monday.
It's Monday.
It is Monday.
Okay. But you know what they say, right? The lockdown all days are like, merged into one and stuff like that. You hear on those motivational posts.
I haven't heard that or seen that, but I believe you.
See, separate everyone.
Must be a post in the Allianz Arena.
He's continuing with that joke anyway. You begin again, Sapre. You begin again.
We'll take a break again. What?
Save face.
Sorry, Karthik. Okay, shut up. Karthik, you had questions for Shiva.
Yeah, actually, I just want to know, we haven't spoken in a long time. So what have you all been up to? What have you all been watching? What are you all doing? Like, it's been quite some time since I've seen your faces, or heard your voices. So we've been living our own lives. So I thought people, okay, that shit. I want to know who is the Michael Jordan of football. I watched Last Dance. I just want to get there. And it's such an awesome documentary. So if you had to pick one footballer who could be the Michael Jordan of football, who would that be and why?
I'm caught between three, which is Ronaldinho, David Beckham, and Thierry Henry.
Henry didn't win jack shit.
What are you saying?
Jordan went left, right, and center.
World Cup.
Okay, fine.
Ronaldinho won the World Cup, Champions League, Leagues, La Liga, whatever. And then Beckham.
I'm sure, but Ronaldinho just doesn't seem like the type of guy Jordan was ruthless towards his teammates from what we saw at least.
You mean someone to be exactly like Jordan?
I mean, who is the closest that you can see being a Michael Jordan type figure in football?
But with the same success.
Like that is, if to you that's part of Jordan's allure, then yes. If not, then it can be Zidane. Yeah. That's a solid answer then.
Sapre?
I guess Ronaldo, the Brazilian Ronaldo. I think in terms of personality, achievement, what he brought to the game, success, fame, everything.
Went to jail.
He's talking about those Las Vegas trips that Ronaldo also did.
Yeah. I'm sure Zidane also was lighting Paris up, man.
Yeah. I mean, for sure.
Or Algeria. I don't know where he has nightlife. But
I think Karthik has an answer which he wants to.
That's why
to reveal, and all these questions and all this foreplay. Let's end it. Karthik, what do you want to tell the people?
I am actually a changed person in this lockdown. I do not. In the unlock, not lockdown. We're done with lockdown.
Begin again.
Yeah, begin again. I do not have an answer for this because I really felt there was nothing that could come. I want to say that, this was a great documentary made by Netflix and ESPN Films.
Propaganda.
But yes, it is a Michael Jordan documentary by Michael Jordan. It's that's something that is kind of clear, especially when he's the executive producer and he had rights to all that footage.
Correct.
Like he's going to have a final say. But anyway, leaving that apart, it was well made. His success is something that, in the 90s, I don't think he lost a fucking season when he was playing. The only time is when he went to play baseball, probably, until in between his two retirements. But I don't really have a figure, and it got me a little upset in a way that we have great players currently. The two best probably ever are there playing at this moment in time. But Messi but neither of them has really fascinated me off the field. They don't speak. They hardly. Messi though is the worst when it comes to. He's such a.
He's going to cut that part out and use it everywhere.
Facility to edit, but he's so boring, man. He's not someone you want to listen to. Ronaldo's fine, but there's no Ronaldo interview that you can remember.
Correct. Except that one where Scoop Hoop, I think, made it into Andaz Apna Apna. It was really fun. But yeah, you're right. I think footballers also don't have that level of personality. Also, this is an American sports person you're talking about. So I'm not stereotyping it, but to some degree they are a little brash. They have more access to media. They're a little more outspoken. they don't fear as many consequences because just the fact that you're at the pinnacle of your game gives them a lot more leeway to be themselves in many ways that footballers possibly don't. Also, that's a 5-man sport where each of them plays a very specific role. Here there are 11 people plus you have a larger number of reserves. So I don't know how easy or harder it is. I could be completely wrong. I've rarely watched basketball. But that's what I think is why Michael Jordan has become that person versus any of these people.
Yeah, and Sapre will probably be able to relate to this. Like, it's sometimes not even the players. When Jose Mourinho comes to manage your club, he is the biggest thing there. It's not even the player.
हर टीम में एक ही गुंडा होना चाहिए ना.
Correct. Shah Rukh Khan.
Oh, Shah Rukh Khan, that is okay.
That is Chak ka dialogue, Ray. Why were you laughing?
I don't know. I just found it.
Felt like laughing. You're the Scottie Pippen of this.
Poor guy, man. He comes across as such like he's like a minister in a church at this moment in time, right? Like he's just giving the dope. Yeah. I mean, no. It's not the dope.
Sure. At this point, I'm saying yes to anything and everything that comes out of your mouth.
Good chat, guys. 53 minutes, not bad at all. So if you like this podcast, don't forget to check out other interesting podcasts on the IVM network. You can listen to us on the IVM Podcast app or ivmpodcast.com. You can also follow us on our social media handles. We are at IVM Podcast on Twitter and Instagram. If you want to reach out to me, I'm Fickleberry Hun on Twitter and Instagram. That's Huckleberry Finn, but Fickle.
If you want to reach out to me, I am Sapre on Twitter and G Sapre on Instagram.
You can reach out to me at iRant, which is IYERANT on Twitter and Instagram. This is Football Should Ball. Recognize.
Are you looking for India's most awesome cricket podcast? Are you now tired of listening to the same old guys drone on about cricket everywhere? Edges and Sledges is a weekly cricket podcast hosted by 3 fans of the game, Varun, DJ, and myself, Ashwin. It was established in early 2018, has over 60 episodes now, and is of course now proud to be on the IVM Podcast Network. Each week, we get together from 3 different time zones, the USA, the UK, and Singapore, and we talk about things from the world of cricket, with a focus on Indian cricket. We often interview special guests from all around the world, including former cricketers and cricket media personalities. So check out Edges and Sledges, the cricket podcast, now on the IVM network.
How many times have you motivated yourself to improve your sleep, or lose weight, or be more productive? How many times have you failed? Hi, my name is Ashton Doctor. Tune into my show, The Habit Coach Podcast, where we focus on creating small, tiny habits to improve your life instead of those big, impossible tasks. So make listening to me a habit every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday on the IVM Podcast app or ivmpodcast.com or on your favorite podcasting app.